Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. It's now, the open beta's not over yet technically, but it's basically over. And it's back to Generations Ultimate. I didn't play it that much, because I got enough of an idea of what the game will be like. I pressed the wrong button. And I think if I've fought all the monsters, I tried all the weapons that I wanted to try. It all felt it felt great. It was a great game. There were some graphical issues. There were issues with monsters teleporting, sort of, mid-attack. Like, not just, oh, bad hitbox, but like, Raydao has a wing attack where it runs along the ground, gouges out the ground a bit, hits you, does a bit of damage. Even... Oops, wrong button. Like, even with that, he would teleport a good, I don't know, meter? 3-4 feet? And hit you sometimes, so hopefully they fix that. But it was fun. Although, Chatacabra is kind of a nothing fight, but it's a basic fight, it's an intro fight, that's fine. All the other three, I only fought Raydao once, but all the other three were pretty solid. Raydao has a couple... He has one attack at least that feels like it shouldn't pretty much one-shot you, but it definitely did. But that's more of a visual indicator in terms of the style of the attack, and plenty of attacks in these in Monster Hunter are not accurately displayed that they're gonna kill you in one hit, so it's not really surprising. But it's a cool fight. It feels sort of like a Magala, like Shigara Magala-ish, with some of the elements to how it feels to fight it. But today it's Genu making a little more progress on 3-star hub. I might do this today. I'll finish this first page, I guess. Yeah, I'll finish the first page. I'll start with the Rathalos. Yeah, current sets. Flashbug set. Should work fine. I think it should be... Oops. Interesting. It's not gonna be that weird. I only played maybe 4 hours of the demo total, so I don't think muscle memory will be affected. I mean, most of the fundamental, any of the fundamental muscle memory, it didn't really change. Like this spam roll jumps, that's different, but other than that, it was mostly similar. There was more rise in a bunch of ways. Actually, there's some weird specific stuff, at least in the demo, that were, like, noticeable to me. I could be attributing mechanics, but, like, there was a switch axe attack in axe form that was very similar to one in Rise, but in Rise, it was a switch move, and if you did the attack, it's just an overhead step forward attack. that was switched out in that, and in this it was a press B instead of press Y. But that's different. In Rise or Sunbreak, you would do that. You could morph into a double slash. I forgot I need to paintball. That's one thing. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I hate that attack type. None of the monsters in the demo had that attack, at least. Which is good. I'm not gonna do anything when it's just sitting there doing nothing. It's much more difficult to judge. I'm just looking for a free... flash out of the air. Yeah, this guy's... The fact that the Rathalos has actual collision on its wings is very weird. It's noticeable. I kind of actually, while mounting here, I really noticed. I think the mounting is a little weird in Wilds, but I think it actually does work pretty well, and I prefer it to the Wyvern riding in Rise. Those were quick, which obviously high rank weapon, but... Oh, okay. I prefer it to the Wyvern riding of Rise because I feel like Wyvern riding doesn't fulfill the same... That I could do nothing there. Like, it doesn't fulfill any of the same, like... knockdown... Well, it does have the same knockdown, but it doesn't have the same... impact as mounting. I hate that attack where it just runs at you. But... But it's kind of... I like that the mount interacts with the wound mechanic, and I think the wound mechanic is excellent. I think it was very... It's a great idea. It's actually a lot of fun. I don't know if it's perfect. There's probably a lot of... I'm just gonna commit. Yep. Like, there's definitely a lot of annoying things about the wound mechanic, because some monsters, the point at which you wound them is kind of unhittable sometimes. Yes, the wounds trigger based off of where you hit, but there's some monsters where it's just really hard to have useful wounds. So far. I hate that. I hate that mechanic. I've never done that intentionally. It's my own mistake, obviously, but it's just a worthless mechanic to me. But, like, the wounds are great. They're a little... I think they're slightly too generous. Where you can... a wound can be there, you can attack it, and then it will set another wound in the exact same location. Which I don't... Like, I mean, I think I understand why it happens, because the wounds seem to be triggered based off of hits, and hits and damage in one location trigger a wound. Makes sense. But a wound should not be able to instantly trigger another wound in the same location. Except maybe specific, like, monsters where you can re-wound them because that's a specific mechanic. Like, stuff like that. But that's a terrible place to hunt a Rathalos. Like, I think when you're attacking something and it triggers a wound, there should be like at least a tiny bit of a delay before you can, oops, wound them again in the exact same spot. Though, actually, I think it's a great mechanic. There's a lot of cool stuff about it. I think some parts of it feel similar to the, like, Sunbreak is going to run back to Zone 5, isn't it? Oh, it didn't. Good. Some of the wound stuff feels kind of similar to the nodes from Sunbreak within Anomaly quests. But a little bit less annoying because it's not completely random, mostly. It doesn't seem to be completely random. It's based on, you know, damage and impact. Also, Wilds does the thing where you can flash monsters without them having to be actually able to see the flash, which is convenient. I should have been able to move further to the side there, but I wasn't able to because the world is not well laid out. Yeah, the flashes are a little weird. Were a little weird in the demo. You could flash the Balahara while it was underground and, like, definitely outside of the flash bug range. But I think it's a great... The demo was cool. There's some weird graphical oddities. It at least ran, I would say, well. At medium? There's barely anything I can do there. Balahara's, I think, a great monster. Alpha Doshaguma is kind of annoying. I hate this stupid attack. Like, even with, like, Alpha Doshaguma, even with the... Of course, every time I try to flash it, it spins away. Every time I try to use the dung pods to make the other Doshaguma leave, one of them will leave, and then the other will keep following because I probably hit the wrong one. Like, if you dung pod incorrectly... Like, I think if you dung pod a normal Doshaguma, the other normal Doshaguma will run away. The alpha will run away. But the normal one that you hit that doesn't run away will follow the alpha. And then the alpha will then fight and not continue to run because how those work. Which it feels kind of weird. I mean, it's better than having the alpha continue to run away forever. Because if it just kept running, it would be unplayable. But it's interesting. Having the better, like, menu thing was good. The healing potions were weird. Like, they implemented an optimized healing potion, optimized status clear thing, which is kind of cool. I don't really like it, and I didn't bother figuring out if I could swap off of it. I assume you can. Because I would much rather have more control on that, because I can make the decision myself based on my HP which one to use, as long as there is enough space. if there's only 4 slots on that, then that's incredibly restrictive. Oh, there's 4 slots because the optimized healing does it all. Like, that would be actively bad, I think. Like, the optimized healing isn't bad. I just, if I'm out of combat, I would rather use 2 first aid meds than 1 mega potion. But I'm pretty sure the optimized healing doesn't account for being out of combat entirely. Which I think could be every time. The sudden 180s midair. I think weapon-wise, within the open beta, longsword felt pretty good. I'm not good at it. But like non-counter based gameplay actually felt great. Hammer felt like hammer. I'm not good at hammer. I couldn't really bring myself to try hunting horn for long, mostly because I'm bad at hunting horn to begin with. And so I didn't use it for more than like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. But dual blades feel like dual blades. Super simple. Greatsword feels like greatsword to me. I'm not good at it. Greatsword, longsword, dual blades. Sword and shield felt like sword and shield to me. It didn't have the counter that was in Rise or Sunbreak, which is kind of sad because that was a fun counter. But it mostly felt appropriate. It had interesting wound focus strikes. Hammer. Lance and gun lance both felt pretty good. Like, Lance's hit, triple hit was pretty nice. Gun lance, I don't understand. I'm bad at it anyway. But it was interesting to me. It had a sweeping fire strike, blast, reload, sweeping fire strike, blast, charged shot type attack. That was interesting. It was visually pleasing. After that, there's a chance that if I just got a guild card, I wonder what it's for. The guild card thing, but gun lance felt good, lance felt good. It has, I don't really understand it fully, the lance. I also don't understand the gun lance's shield. It seemed weird to me. But the lance's shield was consistently doing like a shield counter on just blocking, not even timing it well, which seemed really good. I can do this real quick, hopefully. But if I want to do that, I need to be a palico because I don't want to bring mining tools because that's annoying. Oh wait, are eternal fossils stuff I have to carry? But that's not that important. I'm gonna eat in case this is a transport quest. I'm gonna eat for transporting. Which I don't actually know which food is the best for transport. Acrobat? No. Certainly not that one. Ooh. Feline Rider might actually be pretty good. Feline Super Cat there. Let's do Super Cat for now. Yeah, lances were weird. Switch axe didn't feel like anything special, which is kind of a shame. This might be terrible. If I don't have the, if I have to bring this from the lower zone back to the start, and the transition to zone 3 would require, the soft landing skill, whatever that one's called. It's kind of awful to not have it, because I'll have to go from 10, 9, 8 instead of directly to 3. I'm going there straight away in case, because I think that's what I need. The one in zone 11? So 11, 9, 8's less bad than 10, 9, 8, because it would still be 11, 10, 3. It's still a waste of time, but I should go across, but I'm lazy. But it's the weirdest type of laziness ever. But Switch Axe felt like Switch Axe. It didn't feel particularly special. There might have been stuff that I missed. There was something that amped the axe form. That it, like, the axe form got boosted following a sneak attack. I'm not sure if that's the only way to get the boost. I couldn't fully figure it out because I didn't read the stuff, which I should read. I could probably still read it right now, because I think the beta still works, but the beta works for another several hours. There might be a description of how that works. I meant to go 10, didn't I? 11, didn't I? Yup. But Switch Axe felt fine. I couldn't figure out the offset attacks on any weapons because it just felt kind of awkward to me. I think this is Eternal Fossils. I'll try dropping through from 10 to 3, see if they let me carry it. My assumption is they won't, but I'd rather try. I've probably tried it before, but I'd rather try and fail in this context than learn, oh, I could have done that the whole time. Charge Blade felt pretty good. I didn't read about it in the in-game guide or anything, so there's probably stuff that make more sense. But it had half file usage, and it actually felt decent to do the, like, file attacks in axe form instead of only, yep, figures. But if I had the drop, if I had the food that let me drop, it would be better. But I don't remember the name of that food, so I can't just search and then leave and then eat the right food to get that. And I don't think it's gonna be slower. I don't think it's gonna be that much slower compared to leaving, getting the right food, and starting again. And I learned. It's worth it to learn. Because it's only like 2 more zones of travel to deliver the fossil, which is a lot. But it's not the end of the world. It's annoying and it's a waste of time and it's bad design in my opinion, because it's just time waste. But oh yeah, the less stamina usage doesn't help if you're a prowler. Makes sense. But Charge Blade was interesting. Attacking axe form felt better. It doesn't have just what, YB to full super amped element discharge, I think, which might be a good thing. It actually probably is a good thing. It changes the way it plays, I believe, a lot. Now, I could be I missed something. I would rather not go through zone 5, because climbing this will take longer than just going to 7, but it's better to avoid the Rathalos. didn't try the bow guns. I think the bow guns didn't... I mean, they never appeal to me much. They're interesting, but I feel that... Oh, God, please don't go to Zone 9. Rathalos, don't go to Zone 9. 9 and 8 are the only zones that I don't want you to be in. It might have been better to go through Zone 6, fewer transitions. Zone 3 is the ideal. Thank you. I didn't try the bowguns because they just... The weapon trailers made them look like bowguns. I'm pretty sure they would just mostly behave like bowguns. But the bow was interesting. Oh, and the dual blades had a... You get a buff for perfect dodging. And it changes a lot of stuff. It changes how you dodge. So instead of just dashing, you also do like a flourishy sort of dodge. It's probably going to be really strong. Because you'll be dodging anyway. You're doing damage while you dodge. 100% damage up time. Yeah, that's... The bow and its focus strike were pretty satisfying to shoot. Like, I didn't build up a lot of wounds and get... Oh, wrong one. And get a single huge shot. What a terrible quest. It is a hub quest that you can do with other people. So if you did it with 3 people, you each pick up one and it's done. That is valid. Who's gonna queue up to do this quest though? It is a quest that needs... That is like a sub quest, side quest. Or a request even. So people are more likely to complete it for that reason, but it's going to take longer than it took to hunt the Rathalos. That's kind of possible, which isn't a good thing. But I mean, Switch Axe felt fine, which is what I'm most used to playing. I might... Going from... When I release them, I'm probably going to go Charge Blade instead of Switch Axe, though. Just because Charge Blade felt more interesting. I could have missed something big about Switch Axe, and maybe, oh, I missed the biggest thing entirely. That's very possible. The Charge Blade had... Ay. I keep going into that one. And if not going into it, then almost going into it. But the Charge Blade's more interesting than Switch Axe, and those are the 2 weapons that appeal to me the most. Because, like, they're not simple. They're not super complicated. But, like, they're more complicated than dual blades. For sure. Maybe less decision making in some contexts, because you can get locked into place with dual blades and stuff, but... More complicated than dual blades, but for me, any complication is a lot simpler than bothering to figure out how gun lance shelling works. I don't assume gun lance shelling is actually all that complicated, but it's sort of... Shelling has... I don't know, weird implications. Though my biggest issue with lance and gun lance in general... I enjoyed Lance and Sunbreak. But with those is the hopping, not rolling. Like, even if you can block most stuff, you can't block everything. And so you have to dodge eventually. And then it becomes an issue. But maybe it'll be interesting to see. Like I bet you could do something. Dual Blade felt pretty good at like generating. Oh God, I hate these specific modified quests. I really hate them. Like, why do you need to block off that path? What is the purpose? It doesn't do anything other than make it more annoying if you want to go up there. But, like, you have basically no reason to go up from 4 to 6 other than to avoid a Rathalos in Zone 2. And even then, if you're avoiding it, you can just go to 5 to 6. Like, it's just a slight time waste. And, like, very slight. It's just weird. But the map was great. I actually really enjoyed the auto run function because then you don't get lost trying to get to a monster. And when you're running when a monster's leaving the area and you're chasing it, you can set it to auto run, and while it's running you can I do this every time. You can like check your items, check the map, look at other stuff. You can check the moves of your weapon because you don't know what you're doing. Because following a monster or making a path yourself to where the monster is not really the most important part of the gameplay. I think it's just a very convenient. It's just convenient. It doesn't make the game easier. It just saves a little bit of time. The world was cool. I like all the like wall traps, stuff you can pull to cause collapses. Those are all very interesting. The Balahara. Oh my goodness, I was fighting a raid when I was trying to beat the raid out the first time, which I did. I carded once because he killed me from like 80% HP in one hit. But I was like, oh no, I'm running out of time. Maybe 10 minutes left. It was gonna be fine. But I fell into a sand whirlpool. It's not quicksand, but like I fell into that. The Raidao didn't, but I mounted the Raidao. I finished the mount. It landed beside me. I landed right in the center of the whirlpool, and I instantly went below, and I instantly had to path back 240 units of distance back to get to the fight. That's a little annoying that the Raidao didn't get pulled through. Probably makes sense that it didn't. But that sort of places where the sacred auto pathing means, okay, you can do that while you're just sort of seething in frustration. It's like, okay, whatever, I'll get on the way back and I'll just complain in my head. Complain. Okay, I'm back at the fight without having to pathfind your way there while frustrated. It's a benefit. Quality of life. Doesn't let your frustration stop you from getting back into the fight. But yeah, the weapons were fun. Like there were only a few that I didn't enjoy, and that was because they don't fit my playstyle. Like Greatsword doesn't really fit my playstyle. The Rage Slash stuff in Sunbreak fit pretty well. Once the timing got down, it was fairly fun to do. But the more traditional charge system I'm not good at all. Even with being able to aim it, it still just doesn't fit how I play. Insect Glaive. I really liked it. I didn't use it for way too long. And I used to really love the bouncing eternally in the air. I think that being gone is sad. But it actually felt pretty good. Like, you can vault to make up ground if it moves instead of having to sheathe and chase it. You can't travel nearly as far, which is kind of sad. Maybe with evade extender you'll be able to though. Like you can chase it down, chase monsters down. The mount attack is pretty fun. Being able to see where which parts give what essence is wonderful. It's very helpful. It's not super important, but it helps a lot. I think despite this change, it was still a lot of fun. Again, go to the red. I think Switch Axe, of all the ones that I tried and didn't dislike because it's against my playstyle, Switch Axe was the least... it benefited the least. I don't think it was bad. I just think it was the least interesting adjustment. Like from Sunbreak to that. I don't know how it compares to World. I've never played Switch Axe in World. Maybe from World to Wild, it's a huge improvement. Maybe it's better in every way. I don't know. I have not played it in World. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Okay, someone in Kokoto wants to talk because I just finished a quest for them. Yeah. I really wonder how the... Because I didn't try it. I still could try it. Maybe I will try it. But I wonder how the bow guns handle focus strikes. They probably showed it in the weapon trailers, but I didn't care because I don't really like bow guns. I'll do one more quest today. It should be doable. I might do Lagiacris or a double monster from the end of the list. Like that one. And then just leave 2 pages. 2 pages to clear. And Prowler quests. I didn't actually check where this was taking place. Marshlands. That has some cold. I'll be fine. I didn't eat. That's gonna waste time. I forgot to eat. Eating is so convenient in Wilds. I forgot all about it. But you can be like mid-hunt, oh, my food the fact that it wears out after 30, 50 minutes is kind of annoying. Because if you're mid-hunt and it wears out, it's a little bit annoying. But like it's easy to just, oh, run away a bit, cook a meal, you're good to go. I actually really like it. I think I like how the supplies work as well. Where you don't have to go pick them up. They're just you just get the supplies as you need them, I guess. It is very convenient. Mosswine Protectionist. Yeah, getting supplies in the secrets pouch is kind of convenient. It's very nice. I'm really looking forward to the full release. Or a I don't know. Maybe they'll... No, there's no way they're going to do another larger beta. If they're not going to have a beta where you have multiple locations and more monsters. That'd be just kind of... It'd be too much for free. Like, they wouldn't give a beta that lets you actually experience more of the game, because why should they? They don't benefit from it. Now, if there was a beta that let you fight every monster... Ooh, I'd never have to pay. Because I think the beta that they've shown now, which I guess it demo versus beta, but if they did a demo, I can't imagine they would have anything more than the current beta has in terms of, like, monster selection. Because it would be a functional beta. Demo. Like, 4 monsters you can hunt, I assume the entire locale to explore. I love when you're doing a roll and you hit the monster's face, but the monster's face shifts you instead of letting you jump. Yeah, there was actually just thinking about it, hitboxes because of this. There were a few, I'd say, bad hitboxes in the beta. But it is a beta, so in theory that's the type of stuff that it's there to find. On top of, like, actual network tests and stuff. Like, hopefully it gets... some of the hitbox issues get fixed. Because there were some pretty egregious hitboxes. But as long as they get fixed, it'll be great. As long as the FPS and everything is representative. Because even on medium it looks good enough, in my opinion. It's not, like, actually crazy amazing, but it looks good enough. The music was great too. Ray Dow sounded funny. It sounded kind of like an elephant sometimes. And I mean, appropriately, it also sounded very electric, which, for an electric monster, is what should happen. Balahara had some goofy, there were a couple times fighting it where it would dig underground and then just sort of appear. I'm very frustrated right now when the monsters just hop back. Because it wasn't long, but I was free from the zoning issues. Like, I didn't have to worry about monsters traveling to other zones. I didn't have to deal with that. And having to deal with that again is annoying. Being free of it and coming back, ooh. That's the only thing that I've felt so far, that coming back to this was I mean, the gameplay here is its own gameplay. You can't really compare it one-to-one anyway. But the zones and having to worry about all that, not having to worry about zones in Wilds, oh. Like, what a difference. And a noticeable difference that is. Because it is really annoying having to worry about, oh, the monster's on the edge of a zone. I can't attack it now because I have to wait for it to walk away. Not having to deal with that? Wonderful. You obviously still have to wait for monsters to be in decent positions and stuff, but unseen, not in my zone, no idea where. Not needing to do paintballs is also kind of nice. It could just be because it was the beta and not a demo. Like, it could be the beta, maybe the full release will be different. I am kind of sad with the, like, system for the monster locations. Like, the fact that you just know where they are, but that could have been specifically for the sake of the beta. Because it was, okay, we don't want people to be spending their time looking for the monsters, just run directly to them. Like, if that's the case, that's fine. I'm just personally not the biggest fan of the instantly knowing where monsters are. There's nothing I can do there. The Superman in Wilds, they really jump a lot. It's so much springier. It's weird. Like, it really feels like the hunter's really jumping for their life. It's very noticeable. It's very weird coming back, going from between this and that in terms of how the hunter jumps. The fact that it's noticeable is kind of the craziest part to me. But it'll be cool to see how all of that will come into play. Greedy? Just let me greed, please. The cooking, I just remembered, had different... Like, the animation did seem to change based off of what ingredients you put in. Like, if you put... There were, I think, basically just 3 ingredients you could use. Meat, mushrooms, and I can't remember if the third was actually honey, but when cooking, the hunter would use meat, and if you had mushrooms, they'd use mushrooms. And then they would pour honey on their meat and mushrooms, or what looked like honey. And I mean, that was kind of gross in my mind. Oh, I'll be so happy. I'll be so happy when Wilds is released and I can play it, and I never have to worry about zones while playing it. It'll be so good. It did have a few invisible walls that felt kind of bad, though. Like, the invisible walls felt very invisible. Like, some of them felt restrictive. Like, oh, I should be able to run here, but you just can't. Which was fine, but I kind of wish they just put more cliffs, more holes in the ground and stuff instead of just invisible walls. Like, I think it would have looked a lot better. Oh, I thought he... This Tigrex has not been chasing multiple times, which is generally good, but... It means that I've been trying to use the flash bomb on it when it's charging and it's worthless. It's impossible. I hate this game. Yeah, hit me. I like... I don't know what it's doing. Whatever, it's gonna hit me, but... Oh, no, it's not, because it doesn't know what it's doing. It's near the zone, so I have to just sit here waiting. Yeah. For me, the demo, the beta, is kind of not interesting to continue playing, because there's no point. Yes, it's trying new stuff, but it worked. It had clear flaws that will hopefully be fixed. But I personally can't fight the same monster 20 times. I hate this game. Unless I have a reason. And that reason could be trying to get a single drop. That's a good enough reason to fight a monster 20 times. But without that, like, crafting gear collection reason, I can't fight the same monster even twice, 3 times. Well, no, I can't fight hard monsters multiple times unless I have a reason. I can fight Chatacabra casually to try out a new weapon. But, like, I don't need to fight Raydao just to try out a new weapon. So if I do Chatacabra... I can't remember. Somehow, the name of both other monsters is completely... Balahara and something or other. Can't remember the name somehow. Like, I can fight those if I want to learn the very basic feel of a weapon. That's the bad hitbox, in my opinion. Maybe it's actually a good hitbox, though. Yeah, it was a fun beta to try. And it, assuming, you know, every other locale runs properly, then it means that I'll probably be able to play without issues, which is good. Considering the Dragon's Dogma 2 status as a very poorly optimized game. Very low FPS, very prone to crashing. I think the quest end system is very nice. Being able to just not wait 60 seconds to finish the quest. It's a little bit awkward when you're being lazy. You don't finish the quest and you start fighting something before the quest is over. And then the quest end screen will pop up mid-fight. But you can still fight, you just lose all of your normal HUD stuff. Yeah. It was fun. I'm looking forward to the full release. If they somehow do a demo that shows even more monsters, I would absolutely play it. But, what? Oh, my cat. I thought he bounced off the head for some reason. But like, without more monsters to fight, I probably wouldn't play it again before the full release. Unless they have same monsters, but you can actually craft gear. If they have gear crafting, I would play it again. Because I could grind all the gear for a monster, like all the armor and then a couple weapons. I could do that. Ooh, 2 slots. It's actually probably usable. 1350. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed the demo. I keep calling it a demo, but it's a beta. But hopefully I'm going to try and clear most of these before next time. Which it'll be before this time, technically, in terms of time. It doesn't work. It's bad scheduling. I need to shift it around a little. But I'll try to shift the schedule sometime so that I do it better. But I'll try to clear all of these quests to unlock the urgent, hopefully. If I can do, let's say 4 an hour. Like 1 hour, 2 hours. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's 8 on this page. There's 7 on that page. Is 8 per page? Oh, it's 8. Okay, so 7, 8, 15. It's about 4 hours, in theory, to clear all these. Is my initial estimate. Some of these will be quicker, some of these will be slower. I might be able to do 5 in an hour. So between 3 and 4 hours probably to clear all those quests. Hopefully I can do that before next time. But I'm not certain. But I'll try. Okay, I'm just looking at the name. Hot scales and sharp pincers. I just don't know why that's the name. It's descriptive. But yeah, hopefully I'll clear these. I'll be able to do the urgent quest next time. If I have 1 or 2 quests and then the urgent quest, that works just as well. I probably won't do these right away. I'll do them in the future, maybe. Probably, but right now, Vespoid. Like, boring, boring. Not actually boring, that's pretty good. Boring. 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 There's only one of these that's actually a good quest. In terms of, like, fight quality. These are all references that I probably don't understand. But I at least did this one already. So stop here. The Wilds beta was fun, but it's back to Gen U for the next 4 months. Pretty much 4 months, 3.5 months. I'm gonna see how far I can get before then. So, have a nice day. Bye bye.